Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. So this is content by request, and this is from Big Parks. He writes, "Hey OG, I have a video request. What do you think it means when a young man, I think he's 22, call you, parentheses, myself, ugly, hates on your social media posts, but women don't think that and find me quite attractive? Do you think he's hating, reflecting his own securities, or finds me too nice?" Let's talk about this. Shout out to you, Big Parks. Look, man, these young dudes, they barely even been raised right. A lot of these young guys, their mothers was 304s, part of the hookup culture, or even worse, selling the meow to get them PS5 games. So a lot of these guys, they've been around women too much, and so much so that now they get into this thing, calling dudes ugly and all this. That look, man, I say it all the time. Unless you a Satanist, men judging men is Fruity Pebbles. It is. And Fruity Pebbles is part of Satan's philosophy. Satan, and he done got real clever with it too. He done got real clever with it. Some stuff I was finna say something, but I'm not gonna say that for censorship purpose. But these young dudes wear tight pants. They be dancing around like girls. I mean, you can't really take nothing they say seriously. A lot of them, they don't have no problem going, look, man, I'm gonna tell you this. I work in the correctional field. And when they take showers, like the other day, it was practically 20 of them in there walking around in their drawers, this, that, and the other. I had to tell them, hey, man, there's too many of y'all in there. Because they had just came from rec. They was perfectly comfortable. Now, they do sometimes give each other privacy when they doing the number 2, taking a dumpster. But overall, like, having dealt with juveniles, teenagers, in 2 different states, and having dealt with young adults, old guys, like now it's all different ages. You got dudes in there walking around on walkers. Man, why am I getting a headache? But calling other guys ugly is one of the ways they bring each other down and bring you down. And calling each other ugly is one of the ways they show me that they have a preference when it comes to men. One thing I used to say, and I still say, well, I have to watch what I say, especially now. And that's weird. You got to watch what you say more with adults than you do with the juvenile. You have to watch what you say then too, but not as bad, not as much. I say, how you know I'm ugly? And they after over time they tried to learn how to combat that. They'll say, I'm looking at you. I say, okay, if I'm ugly, everybody in this room can't be ugly to you because you judge beauty. So now you have to tell me which guy ain't ugly. Man, I ain't gonna say that, man. Blah, 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 blah. So I said, now you gotta tell me which guys are not ugly. And that's the end of the conversation. These dudes will judge you all day. They'll talk about how you dress, big pants wearing, A Ninja, big shoe wearing. Look, Just like you can't take the women seriously in a lot of cases, you got to have your own view of yourself. And even when women judge you in terms of your appearance, you don't let that get you down either, but it is for them to judge. So, it's for them to judge. And yes, he is reflecting his insecurity. One thing that guys do, and I see YouTubers doing this too, they try to put you down to elevate themselves. But the reality is, when they buy themselves, they don't feel, the ones that try to put you down, when they buy themselves, they don't feel as good about themselves as they do when they putting you down. And you got to know and understand that these are some miserable, we got a world full of miserable people. Don't let them make you miserable, and don't focus on any of their put downs. You gotta look in the mirror. You gotta view, all of y'all that will see this, you gotta view yourself as to how you need to view yourself in regards of where you want to see yourself being, what you want to see yourself with, so on and so forth. These people have not been raised right. And if you ain't been raised right, that's still not an excuse. You still need to figure out the right way and go that direction. You ain't got, oh, my daddy wasn't there, so you gonna become a bum, a thug, because your daddy wasn't there? You gotta become a man. You gotta figure out manhood. It's a lot of information out there. It's a lot of people that'll help you. I know you said, well, your father was there. And he was. But everything I know about manhood didn't even come from my father. Some things did. Some things didn't. Some things came from my own personal life experience. Some things came from things I've seen and read and examples. All the elements of my manhood didn't come from my father. So all of y'all that ain't had no father, that ain't no excuse. You got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. Cages are for animals. So if you know that, then why would you do the things that could possibly land you in a cage? That's animalistic, and I'm going to talk about that too. That's animalistic thinking. To think that you have to live like a savage animal, and you don't. And guess where you're going to end up? What happens to animals? Animals end up in two main places. They end up dead, or they end up in a cage. We're going to talk about that next. We are. So, you are to, I mean, maybe he think he could just talk to you any kind of way, but if you at work, if you doing your business, then I would say just stop talking to dude. Keep it superficial, cause if he's a pig-minded dude, your pearls he ain't gonna like your pearl. He want the slop because he's a pig. So I know you want to help people, and I don't know the way you wrote that. If he called me ugly, man, I hope I am ugly to every man. Because you will never, no man will ever get the opportunity with me sexually. Now, to each his own. Y'all do what y'all do. Y'all gonna have y'all day in the judgment. But why would I don't even care when women think I'm ugly. So you already know that I don't care what no man think. That's Fruity Pebble. And I'm look, man, I'm Cocoa Pebble. I ain't Fruity Pebble. Cocoa Puff, Cocoa Pebble, whatever. I'm not Fruity Pebble. You know, not Skittles. Not Skittles, man. Listen. Nothing against it. But me, M.E. I like them women. My favorite is the glowworm. I like them all shades, but I like them high yellow, especially. I'm gonna be honest with you. Then next will be caramel. Then we just go down the ladder. But depending on how they act will determine where they are on the ladder. They could be black. Black is my hair when I dye it. If they gonna be loyal, faithful, freaky, know how to do everything down for me, shoot, that's attractive. And some women are dark skinned and it's still sexy. Some dark skinned women are sexier than some light skinned women. But everybody got their preferences. They do. From an appearance standpoint, I have mine. From an action standpoint, I have mine. But actions are more important than appearance. I wouldn't care if she had teeth like Baraka on Mortal Kombat. Teeth worse than mine. But if she had the whole package, I would probably still deal with her and be like, hey, look, we got to do something about both of our teeth, baby. When you want to do it? Because actions speak louder than appearance, and actions speak louder than words. Why would I want to have a 10 with herpes? Or a 10 that can't be faithful? I'd take a 4 that can do it all and is a wonderful unicorn over a 10 that done did everything and possibly had STD. That's just me. But guys, nah. Not even in an equation. And it's because the masculinity in me is strong. I don't know what these young dudes, but I deal with them all the time. And I'm gonna tell you, you gotta keep telling them stuff. A grown man, I ain't gotta keep telling you nothing. I tell you what it is. You a grown man. You gon' take a grown man approach. A lot of these people are immature. That's why you can't listen to them, man. You got to know what they are before they even open their mouth. Especially if he ain't got nothing going for himself, because these young people, some of them, a large portion of them, have a lot to say, but they don't know a lot, and they don't got a lot going for them. Especially if everything he got came from his parents. Man, please, don't listen to him. I would limit my talking to him. But anyway, I hope that helps, man. I hope that helps. Anybody with content requests, make your content requests. I will get all content requests in eventually. And if you can, make sure you support the content, especially the content by request. And I do thank you all for watching.